Howdy folks, and I hope you're all fine and dandy wherever you are in collecting land, and welcome back to the channel for part 2 of our best of unlicensed 1/6 scale action figures. For those of you who have missed part 1, I will drop a link to that particular video at the end of this one so you can catch up, and check out the homepage as well. All the figures that we see today will have been reviewed at some point on the channel if you're wanting to see them in a little bit more depth. So, unlicensed figures. They can vary in quality from the amazing to the pretty awful, but when they are done well, we can get an amazing figure really at collector friendly prices. So this is a tribute to the unsung heroes of the 1/6 scale world. But before we dive in, I would like to send the usual enormous shout out to everyone who supported the channel, and please drop a like and hype on this video as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the 1/6 scale news, reviews, previews, tours, showcases, and all that other 1/6 scale related stuff that we've got coming up on the channel. So without further ado, let's dive in with our first unlicensed figure. Okay folks, so first up to bat, it's a Present Toys figure, and it's their 1/6 scale take on Lee Van Cleef as Angel Eyes from Sergio Leone's classic spaghetti western The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, but not known as Angel Eyes, obviously, an unlicensed figure. It was called The Cunning Killer to give it its unlicensed name. But before we take a close-up look at this guy, Present Toys, need to get this out of the way. Now, regulars to the channel will know I have a strange relationship with Present Toys. Love a lot of their work, hate a lot of their work as well. When they get it right, they can absolutely nail it on. When they get it wrong, they miss by a country mile. This is sort of a mixture of the two, but I still do really like it. There isn't, as far as I'm aware, there isn't an officially licensed take on Lee Van Cleef from The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. So this pretty much isn't a placeholder. It's the best that we're going to get, unless outside of really expensive custom jobs, obviously. Now, the love-hate relationship I have with Present Toys is present here as well. There are certain aspects of this figure which do let it down a little bit, but on the whole, it's very good. The first thing is the proportions. Now, as a standalone figure here, as you can see, the proportions look very good, but next to other 1/6 scale figures, it can look a little on the small side, and it doesn't really capture Lee Van Cleef's proportions here. Tall guy, and yeah, they sort of missed the target here with the height on this guy, unfortunately. And it's an issue that Present Toys juggle with a lot of the time, is the scaling on their figures. Often they're too small, sometimes they're too large. The inconsistencies do let them down from time to time, but on the whole, as a standalone figure, I think this is really good proportionally. Let's take a look at that outfit. Now, there are some downsides to the outfit. We'll get those out of the way first. Number one, that jacket isn't the right length. It should be 3/4, and the colour is slightly off. But on the whole, I think it looks really good. You've got this sort of grey with a hint of purple going on in the suit itself. The suit's really nicely tailored. There are no threads hanging down. There's no dodgy stitch work. The jacket itself is lined. You've got that waistcoat going on underneath, which is, once again, probably the wrong shade as well. You've got this sort of neckerchief come bandana, which is screen accurate and works really well with the figure. The plus sides on this figure, before we get to the head sculpt, the boots. Boots are really nicely done. Could do with a touch of weathering, but overall they're very good. Sculpted plastic with those buckles on there, and you've got the spur at the back there. Worth mentioning at this point as well, this isn't the base that this figure comes with. It comes with your standard oval that you get with most Present Toys figures with a sticker on top. I don't like those stands particularly, so I have a tendency to use custom dioramas with my figures from Present Toys. This one, I believe, was produced by Sean Ratty, who is a very talented diorama maker, and I'll stick a link to his eBay page in the description below if you're wanting to check out any of his other work. Use a lot of his diorama bases here. The barrel itself came from the Asmus Toys Hateful Eight, and this bag of gold was included with the figure as an accessory. But overall, yeah, outfit really nicely tailored. You've got the gun belts going on in there. You've got a metal pocket watch on a metal chain, which is really nice to see. He's got the long-barreled revolver going on in that sort of cross-hip holster there. The holsters themselves are done in sort of a pleathery plastic. The belt itself, I believe, is plastic. Rather, the gun belt is plastic. The belt itself is pleather, as are parts of the holster, which has a tendency to crack and peel and turn to dust, as we all know. So care is needed there. But overall, the tailoring is very good indeed. What I think sets this figure apart from present toys is this head sculpt. I think they've done a cracking job here of capturing Lee Van Cleef. The skin tones, the textures, the sculpt itself, phenomenal. Love that moustache there, beautifully done with the individual strands picked out. The eyes are super glassy and narrow. The hairline is absolutely on point. You can't take the hat off this guy because unfortunately it's fixed into place and it's plastic. I would have liked to have seen a removable hat, but it is what it is. Overall though, I think, as I say, what sets this figure apart for me is that head sculpt. The other accessories include the pipe, the rifle, and overall I think until we get, or if we ever get, a fully licensed Lee Van Cleef from The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, which I think is highly unlikely, I think this is a very good piece from Present Toys. Yes, it's flawed in the screen accuracy and in the proportions, but it more than makes up for it with that spectacular head sculpt and all the great accessories that are included with it. So there you have it, folks. That's the first of our figures. It's Present Toys' take on Lee Van Cleef. On to the next. Okay folks, so next up it's Mars Toys and their take on Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Now, is this from the Batman movie or is this from the Batman TV show? Well, there are two versions of this particular figure. The Bar Boss, to give it its unofficial or official title, obviously unlicensed. Yeah, two versions of this figure were released, and before we take a look at the details though, let's a quick shout out to Mars Toys. Now, regulars to the channel will know, those who've seen the first part of this particular duo of videos will know that Mars Toys and Susu Toys are up there with my personal favourites as far as unlicensed 1/6 scale figure manufacturers go, and they haven't let us down here. I think this is a phenomenal figure. Well, let's take a quick close-up look at him. The thing that differentiates these two figures out is the suit, but we'll talk about that. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. First of all, this isn't the base, yet again, that this figure comes with. It actually comes with your standard Mars Toy base. It's got the Batman symbol on it. It also says Penguin on the front of it there, because they can seem to get away with dodging the licensing issues as far as stands go, at least anyway. Yeah, it is a decent stand. It's not a bad stand. I prefer it to the Present Toys stands, let's say. But yeah, I've got him on a diorama here, which I use for a lot of my figures. Got multiple ones of this. This is the TB League Fison Bloodshot base, and I just think it works with a lot of figures, and regulars will have seen it a few times in the past. But let's start at the bottom with this guy. Beautifully done leather shoes here. They're not leather, obviously, they're sculpted plastic, but the detailing on these brogues is really nice, and it's got a contrasting colour underneath that underneath the trousers there of brown. They're really nicely done. The proportions are absolutely on point. They've nailed Colin Farrell in that big suit in the movie and in the TV show. The tailoring on this suit, very nice indeed. Two versions, as I said. There's a pattern version with sort of an intricate pattern, and then you get this pinstripe version. I went for the pinstripe version just because I like the look of it. So really, it's entirely up to you. But the suit itself, as we come to expect with Mars Toys, is tailored exceptionally well, and the things they're doing with the Batman IP overall are very impressive. That shirt, that tie underneath the suit itself, very nicely tailored. The right colours, the screen accuracies there. Stitch work is exemplary as always with Mars Toys. And even though this overcoat is pleather, yes folks, it's pleather unfortunately, but at this price point we can't expect leather, but they've still done a cracking job with it. The screen accuracy's there, the stitch work in that pleather, very, very nice. And if you do like I done, which is treat it with Aerospace 303, there's no reason why you can't extend the longevity and the lifespan of this coat. It falls really well, it looks really good, and let's just spin him around a little bit here so you can see the fall on this and the finish. And just overall, excellent tailoring, as I say, as we've come to expect from Mars Toys. Accessories-wise, you get a whole raft of stuff going on. You get this canvas stroke nylon carry-all. You get an Uzi. If you go for the other version, you get a cane as well, an umbrella rather. You also get a whole boatload of the narcotics that he deals in. You get swap out hands. You get this I'm going to call it an Uzi, but I know it's not. Is it an Uzi pistol? It possibly is. You know, Mr. Go Figure, no expert on weaponry. But overall, proportions, excellent. Yes, some corners have to be cut as far as things like leather go, but the materials, really, really nice, and the screen accuracy there in spades. But the crowning glory really is this head sculpt, and I think Mars Toys have knocked it out of the park with this one. Unmistakably Colin Farrell underneath all that ridiculously heavy makeup that he wore, even though we could barely identify him in the movie, but the sculpt itself, absolutely nailed on. Unmistakably Penguin from both the TV show and the movie. Skin tones and textures, excellent. You've got that creasing and scarring going on in the face there. That sort of hook nose that they gave him. The paint applications to pick out the detailing, excellent. Furrowing on the forehead there. The hair itself done really, really well, I have to say, for a third party here. Individual strands picked out, the style is right, the colour is right. And overall, an excellent rendition there, I think. Whichever version you go for, if you decided to pick this figure up, I think you got a cracking rendition of the Penguin from both the TV show and the movie. So there you have it, folks. That is Mars Toys' take on Colin Farrell as the Penguin. But let's find out if Mars Toys figure even more in this video. Let's move on to the next. Okay folks, for our next unlicensed figure, we are revisiting the Batman universe to be precise, and it is Riddler from the Batman movie. Well, not Riddler, obviously, due to licensing reasons, this is Conundrum Man, but it's quite obviously Paul Dano from the Batman movie, and let's take a quick look around this guy. But before we do, 6 Feet Lane Studios, let's get this out of the way. They are a subsidiary of Mars Toys, so we would expect a certain standard here, and we haven't been let down. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. There are a few niggles with this particular figure, which we will get to, but overall proportions and screen accuracy are there. Let's start with those boots. They're all one piece of sculpted plastic, so they can be a bit of a ball ache to work with, but the sculpting's pretty good. Could do with a bit of weathering, but I like the eyelets on there. They picked out the eyelets with that brassy colour. The outfit itself is pretty screen accurate. You've got these sort of canvas baggies, these canvas cargo pants done in a grey. The stitch work is really nice, as are the materials, as we'd come to expect from Mars Toys. The jacket, now the jacket itself is beautifully made, I have to say. The stitch work, once again, really nice. 6 scale zips done really well. There isn't a loose thread to be seen or hanging down, and overall the screen accuracy is there. There's weathering on this coat. If this light's picking it up around those pocket areas, there are browns on there. You've got that Riddler symbol going on the left lapel there, done in white, which is really nice. That weathering's continued around the hemline there. You've got this drawstring, which isn't screen accurate. If I have been meaning to cut that off or tie it up for a long, long time, but never quite got round to it. So yeah, that's a little bit off. But apart from that, I think the coat itself is done really well. Let's talk accessories. You get multiple swap out hands. You obviously get this tape here. You get all kinds of bits and pieces. There are glasses, but I don't really consider those to be an accessory because they're pretty much an integral part of this character. You get the carpet tucker, the bloodstained carpet tucker. So accessories, as always, are on point for a Mars Toys product. Once again, we're not on the official base that comes with it, or the unofficial base that comes with this. But as always, it's the same story as with other Mars Toys products. You get that hexagon with the nameplate on the front. It does say Riddler, as we mentioned previously. You can get around that, I think, for some strange reason with the stands, probably because it's in the box and not on the box. But overall, yeah, I think they've done a cracking job. But let's take a look at this head sculpt. Now, we don't get an unmasked head sculpt. We just get this masked head sculpt, which makes life a hell of a lot easier for 6 Feet Lane Studio. But I think they've done a cracking job here. You've got that green creased mask on the front there, and around the back, if the light's catching this, you've got this translucent section where you can see the head sculpt and the hair underneath it, which I think just works really, really well and gives it that authentic look. The glasses themselves are a tad on the thick side, but I think they needed to do this just to make them a little bit less fragile. But overall, I think the impact is really good. They're done in that clear, translucent plastic. The eyes themselves are very, very good underneath those glasses. They're the right colour, they're Paul Dano's colour, they're nice and glassy, and the overall effect is really, really excellent, I've got to say. Articulation on this figure, very, very good indeed. And considering the price point this figure comes in at, it was no surprise to Mr. Go Figure when 6 Feet Lane Studio announced that they were rerunning it. This is, I think, part of the second run, the reissued version. I don't think we're ever likely to see an officially licensed company tackle this character in 1/6 scale. All depends on whether he figures in the sequel or not, and who gets the license or licenses. Yeah, for the time being, I think Mars Toys stroke 6 Feet Lane Studios have given us a cracking figure here. Displays beautifully alongside the other characters from the movie, and a fitting tribute to Paul Dano's character from the film itself. So there you have it, folks. That's the Riddler, aka Conundrum Man. On to the next. So next up, it's another Present Toys figure. And this time, it's Present Toys' take on Jean Reno as Leon from the classic Luc Besson directed thriller. Also not known as Leon, obviously. I believe the unlicensed name for this figure was The Professional. But let's have a look at him. And the first thing that struck me when I picked this figure up, because I've been after a decent Leon figure for a long, long time in the collection. Love the movie. I think it's an absolute gem. And if you haven't seen it, please seek it out. Was that Present Toys actually got the proportions right with this figure. Jean Reno was tall. He was quite thick set, but yeah, just exceptionally tall in the movie, and they've captured that beautifully. It weighs up just right alongside other 1/6 scale figures. So yeah, proportions nailed on. Screen accuracy, very, very good indeed. Not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but as always, you've got to remember we're working to a budget here, so let's start at the bottom and work our way up. Those shoes, sculpted plastic, very nicely done. Big feet, this guy, and accentuated by the shortness of those pants, which are very, very nicely tailored. They're the right colour. They're made out of cotton. They're that grey colour. They fit just right. The fall is just right, coming short of the ankles there, which you've got grey socks on. Which is in keeping with the figure. Moving up, you've got the whole harness arrangement going on underneath there for carrying his weaponry, and that's really, really nicely done. Double harnessed on the sides there. There's space for bullets, as you can see underneath that coat there, and for a multitude of weapons and grenades which come as accessories. Relatively simple design in the clothing department, but I think Present Toys have nailed it on. You've got that white collarless Grandad shirt with the 3 buttons down the front, and just really nicely tailored. No loose threads, no poor stitch work here. The coat itself, yes, it's not the best material in the world. It does feel a little bit thin, but overall the colour is right. It's sort of that deep grey, that slate grey with those white flecks in there. The buttons are nicely done, and once again, stitch work is excellent, and the fall and the finish are on point. You get multiple swap out hands with this figure to go with the multiple swap out weaponry. I've only got him holding one gun here, but there are, I think there's somewhere between 6 and 8, can't remember off the top of my head, but you've got pretty much every handgun that he wields in the film. And to top it all off, let's get this fire hydrant out of the way so you can see it comes with the case as well, his case, and that is really, really nicely done. It's weathered, it's got detailing on there, even around the sides you've got the sort of faded stickers and detailing on there, and it all folds out, and inside there is a plastic container there which will house all the handguns, the grenades, and all the other accessories as well. Talking of accessories, you even get the potted plant. Yes, it's not the best potted plant in the world. It's a bit on the basic side. Those leaves aren't particularly detailed and the paintwork's a bit simplistic, but as I said, this is an unlicensed figure coming in at a price point. The thing that really sets this off, as always, is the head sculpt. Now, I've got glasses on here. I'm not going to attempt to take them off with one hand. I prefer it with the glasses on look, and this is sort of a pitfall for a lot of 1/6 scale figure manufacturers, licensed and unlicensed, is getting those eyes right. And yes, they're very good underneath those dark glasses, but he does look better with the glasses on. And I think they've done the glasses quite well. Yeah, they're not 100% screen accurate. They're a bit too thick there, but the lenses are nicely done and super dark, so you don't see the eyes underneath, which is screen accurate. The head sculpt itself, yes, some minor niggles with the eyes, but overall, they've caught the look of Jean Reno brilliantly here. The 5 o'clock shadow is great. The shape of the mouth and the head itself, all on point. The eyebrows really, really well done. You've got that beanie hat going on there. Now, that beanie is a bit of a pain. I'll be 100% honest. Could have been done slightly better. It's just a sort of a knitted wool type material that you have to stretch over there, and it doesn't want to stay on, it bounces off. Could have done with perhaps some wiring or some attention just to make it sit correctly, so you're going to need to futz that beanie if you're picking this figure up. But overall, I think Present Toys nailed it here. Now, sometimes they miss, sometimes they hit, but this is definitely a hit, and I think one of their best figures. So yeah, that is Present Toys' take on Jean Reno as Leon. On to the next. So at the risk of this turning into the Present Toys show, next up to bat is Present Toys' take on Al Pacino as Vincent Hanna from the Michael Mann directed classic that is Heat. What can I say about this figure? It's featured in a couple of my videos, and regular search channel will know. This is possibly my favourite Present Toys figure of all time. I think it is absolutely stunning. But why do I think it's stunning? Let's have a quick look round him. Well, I mean, proportion-wise, absolutely excellent. It's nailed on. The articulation is excellent. For once, they've got the height right in comparative to other 1/6 scale figures, so there's no issues there. The screen accuracy is there in spades. That suit absolutely nailed on. But we'll start at the bottom. The shoes are very, very simple. Sculpted plastic, nothing to write home about, but they do the job. The suit itself is excellent tailoring here from Present Toys. The colour is right for the movie itself. He does wear this brown suit on a number of occasions, and they've hit the tone just right. The material, yeah, it's not the world's best material, but it's of a good quality, and the stitch work is absolutely on point. The fall is right, the finish is right, and overall it just looks great. That black shirt underneath, tailored very, very well, cotton, and it just looks good, as does the tie. It's not one of those thin, crispy, nasty ties that we come to associate with third parties. The tie falls well, is the right length, and didn't need any futzing out of the box. Accessories, great. We get his badge, if you can see it there underneath the gun. That clips into the belt or the pocket, wherever you're wanting it. Comes with a handgun, comes with this assault rifle, which is nicely detailed, nicely painted and sculpted. But once again, the cherry on the cake here is this head sculpt. Now, Regulars to the channel will know Mr. Go Figure is a huge Pacino fan, has an entire section of the collection just devoted to him. And I've got to say, this is punching way, way, way above its weight, this head sculpt. I still think it stands up today. I think it is absolutely excellent. It is a superb Pacino head sculpt, particularly from Heat. Can't fault the sculpt. It is unmistakably Al Pacino. The eyes are super glassy and absolutely on point, and occasionally present toys get the eyes wrong. Well, occasionally, they do it quite regularly, but here they've absolutely nailed it. And this figure still takes my breath away today. The hair is the right style, it's the right colour with the individual strands picked out. You've got those sideys going on there. The skin tones, the textures, the creasing in the face, all absolutely nailed on. The eyes are super glassy as well. Just a phenomenal head sculpt. And a relatively simple figure with just the suit and the weaponry. But as I say, what really sets this apart for me is this stunning Pacino head sculpt from Present Toys. And I wouldn't part with this figure for all the tea in China. Not that I could ever drink that much. So there you have it, folks. That is Present Toys' take on Al Pacino as Vincent Hanna from Heat. On to the next. Okay folks, so next up it's a pair of figures from Eternal Toys, and I've gone for both of them here because they came as a pair, so I can't really get a piece of paper between the pair of them, but their box title is The Space Exiles, but we all know them as Matthew McConaughey and Matt Damon as Cooper and Mann from Christopher Nolan's spectacular movie Interstellar. Now, I don't have any other experience of Eternal Toys other than these two figures, so I have really got nothing to compare them to quality-wise, but I was really impressed with this pair. Let's have a quick look around them. Straight away, proportions are there in spades, and the screen accuracy is very apparent. The suits themselves, really nicely done. The shading, the detailing, the quality of the materials used, it's sort of a nylon stroke canvas that they've used in the suit itself, with plastic detailing like those knee pads and the boots themselves. The articulation isn't the best in the world because they're padded underneath, but you can get some semi-decent poses out of them. Talking of the boots, probably one of my major gripes here, it's nice to see them include crampons on the boots for when they visit Man's World, but unfortunately that's not conducive to a 6-scale figure, and these are plastic crampons and they have a tendency to snap off just as soon as you look at them, but it is what it is. The stitch work, the finish on the suits is great, including the paintwork on that chest section, the NASA symbol on Cooper's chest there, the NASA symbol, the slightly different NASA symbol there on Man's chest. Underneath there you've got canvas stroke nylon for that orange sections on Man's suit. The helmet's really nicely done. One minor complaint, the visor itself isn't translucent enough. It's got an opaque quality to it, which really destroys the view of the head sculpt when you put the visor down. This is why I keep them up. The backpacks are really nicely done and detailed. And the difference between the time of the NASA suit itself is apparent in the designs as well. Overall, I think they've done a cracking job with the suits here. I'm not going to spin them round for a view of those backpacks because unfortunately these guys are freestanding. They do come with a bog standard plain black stand, which I don't tend to use, so I tend to go with them freestanding here. But the detailing overall is very good for a third-party figures, in my opinion. As I say, as my first experience of Eternal Toys, I was particularly impressed with these multiple swap-out hands. Not a vast array of accessories, but obviously they don't come with the figures themselves didn't feature with a lot of accessories in the movie. Would have been nice to have seen a few bits and pieces to augment them, but it is what it is. It's a third-party figure after all. Let's talk head sculpts. Straight away, I am going to say the Man head sculpt, the Matt Damon head sculpt, is by far the superior here. Unmistakably Matt Damon, great sculpt, great paint applications. The detailing on the face is phenomenal, and yeah, definitely the stronger of the two. The McConaughey head sculpt, not so good in my opinion. It looks good under this helmet, with the skin tones and textures and the sculpting, but this was the double pack which came with the the extra outfit and the unhelmeted head sculpt if you were wanting to make up a civvy look for Cooper. And unfortunately, that's when this head sculpt really shows its, shall we say, inaccuracies. And yeah, it's not brilliant. It isn't. As I say, it looks good in the helmet, but not so good when you take the helmet off. But overall, I think as representations of Cooper and Man from Interstellar, and as my first foray into Eternal toys, I really like this pair of figures, and they display exceptionally well in my space section in the collection. So there you have it, folks. That is Eternal Toys' take on Man and Cooper from Interstellar. On to the next. Okay, folks, so we are going out with a bang in this roundup of unlicensed 1/6 scale figures, and it is none other than Mars Toys' take on Frank Gorshin, aka the Riddler from the '66 Batman TV show and movie. And I've got to say, Mars Toys are absolutely knocking it out of the park as far as this Batman IP goes. They can't seem to put a foot wrong, but let's have a close-up look. I've included both of these figures in this video because they came as a pair. They came as a double pack, so why not? We'll start with the jumpsuited version, and proportions, screen accuracy, there in spades. The colours pop. The suit is beautifully done. The stitch work is impeccable, no loose threads. What I would say about this suit, if you're picking this figure up, is that the material that they've used can be prone to pulling, so I would say handle with caution. But overall, the fit, the finish, the fall is impeccable. Those sculpted green slippers there are screen accurate. The huge question mark on the chest there is picked up in the detailing on the sides, which is screen accurate. If I can get round here, you can see that those question marks run all the way down the leg as well. Articulation is great in this figure, as you'd expect with something that is only wearing one layer. The hands, let's talk accessories actually while we're here. I've got him clutching the dehydrator. Now this dehydrator actually comes with the Cesar Romero Joker 66 figure, but I couldn't resist putting it on him. I think it looks great. But you do get the UN Council in dehydrated form, in test tubes in coloured sand, and you get a whole raft of other accessories for both these figures. That includes boxing shorts and gloves for the jumpsuited version. You get a cream pie if you want to pose him with a cream pie. You get weaponry, you get a handgun, you get this Thompson submachine gun. The list of accessories with this figure is endless, and it's so great to see how many they've included. Far too many to mention here, but yeah, the jumpsuit version just looks great, and overall cracking work here from Mars Toys. Let's take a quick look at the suited version. Beautiful tailoring here, as we come to expect from Mars Toys. The quality of the material in that suit is great. It's a three-piece suit with the vest underneath there. The colours pop. It's covered in these black question marks. You've got the green plastic sculpted shoes with black socks underneath. And overall, the fit, the finish, the fall can't be faulted, including that black shirt underneath there that's done in cotton. Let's take a look at the head sculpts on these two. Let's start with this one. The head sculpt here, I think, is absolutely great. Frank Gorshin from every angle, all over. Love the expression that Mars Toys chose to go with here. That manic expression with him looking down and off to one side. The eyes are super glassy, the right colour, skin tones and textures are excellent. And overall a cracking head sculpt here, as is the jumpsuited version. Totally different expression on this one, looking straightforward, manic grin again but with his mouth open. Teeth really nicely sculpted, wet look paint application inside that mouth to accentuate the detailing in there, and overall just can't be faulted, this head sculpt for me. Hair is beautifully done, great sculpt, great colour, individual strands picked out, skin tones and textures are all there. This is more of a personal thing for me than anything else. I'm not criticising these head sculpts, but I would say for me, the Caesar Romero, the 66 Caesar Romero, was that good. It's going to be very difficult for Mars Toys to top that, and I don't think these head sculpts quite manage the sheer genius that was the 66 Caesar Romero, but that's my personal taste. Don't shoot the messenger. I think overall what Mars Toys have given us here with this pair of figures is something very, very special indeed, and it just goes to show that when you put your mind to it, a company like Mars Toys or Susu Toys can produce a quality figure that a licensed company would be proud of. I think this is the top end of the unlicensed figure world, if you will. So there you have it, folks. That is Mars Toys' take on Frank Gorshin as the Riddler from the '66 Batman. But what are your thoughts on unlicensed figures? What are your favourites? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll be fascinated to hear. Do any of these figures feature in your lineup of favourite unlicensed figures? Yeah, nothing is off menu, so please drop a comment in the comment section below. What have we got coming up on the channel? Well, keeping with the Batman theme, very, very soon we will be having the new Hot Toys Batman and Robin. They've just landed and should be coming into dock very, very soon. So stay tuned for those. We've also got a raft more best of videos, and as I mentioned at the top there, we've got more reviews and previews from companies like Hot Toys, InArt, Susu Toys, Present Toys, Mars Toys, Iconic Studios, Caustic Plastic, the list goes on. And I suppose all that remains for me to say is please drop a like and hype on this video, as I mentioned at the top there, and until next time on the channel, a massive thank you for watching, and from all the unlicensed figures that we've seen today and myself, take care of yourselves, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.